take a look at the man, the hero who saved lives at this Sydney mass shooting. This man disarmed the terrorist Sajid, and the 43-year-old Ahmed risked his life. This is the name of the hero who is behind saving a lot of lives. The 43-year-old man, Ahmed, he risked his life to stop the terrorist. He disarmed the terrorist. He saved more people from dying in Sydney. And a Sydney hero, Ahmed, was shot at. He is currently undergoing surgery, but he was successful in disarming the shooter. And still, 16 people have been killed in this attack, but this prevented from more people being killed. The death toll could have been higher had this man not disarmed the shooter. So this is the man, the hero of this attack, who disarmed the shooter and saved lives. And he is currently undergoing surgery. He was shot at, and he's currently undergoing surgery. So we're showing you the visuals of the attack, the moment of attack. As you can see in these visuals, the two gunmen standing on the pedestrian bridge, opening fire at the people who were celebrating the Hanukkah festival at the Bondi Beach. This is a father-son duo opening fire at the crowd. And remember, the 50-year-old father has already been killed at the spot, but this firing led to the killing of 16 people, and more than 40 people are already injured. As you can see in these visuals, people running here and there in order to save their lives. And there was complete chaos at this beach after this firing. And in fact, you can see in these visuals how they opened fire at the crowd that had gathered there to celebrate the Hanukkah festival. And Erin continues to stay with us. Erin, can this tragedy be a wake-up call for the Australian government to take a hard stand and act against the perpetrators?
I think it has to be, absolutely. And it also, beyond the perpetrators, who are now obviously no longer a threat, we've got to take a hard stance against the kind of ideology that enables this to happen, the kind of hate speech, the people who subscribe to these kind of beliefs, the people who wave Hamas flags, the people who march along with Taliban banners across our harbour bridge. This is what we need to stamp out. This has got to be a wake-up call. If this is not a wake-up call, then our country is completely screwed. If this isn't enough to say, wait a minute, we have a problem here, because I say to everyday Australians, you may not be Jewish, but don't for a second think that makes you safe. Do you think these gunmen, when they were firing, yes, it was at a Jewish event, but this was an open park. There were other families there. They weren't looking to see if you were wearing a cross or a star. They don't care. They want to destroy everything. Every element of life they wanted to destroy with those guns. And you mentioned that hero. Now this man is a Muslim man who stopped the gunman, a fruit shop owner, who risked his own life to run in from behind, put his arms around, did not have a weapon, didn't look like he knew what he was doing, but he knew he had to do something. And that is what gives me faith in my country. It's people like him who give me faith that we're going to be okay. But we have to stop tolerating people in this country who want to destroy everything that we are, because they're already here, they're doing it from within, and we can't afford any more incidents like this. I don't know how we recover from this. I look at America, and I go to America for work once or twice a month, and people often say to me, would you move to America? It would be easier to move to America. My TV show is in America. And I say no. And I often cite as an example, I've got a 7-year-old daughter who's my whole world. I say, I don't want to drop her at school and worry about her welfare. School shootings, mass shootings, that happens in America. That doesn't happen in Australia. We had a mass shooting decades ago that killed multiple people, and our gun laws, we cracked down under John Howard, a former Prime Minister, the best we've ever had. And we have not had one since. This doesn't happen in my country, but you know what? It does now. And we've got to figure out where we have gone wrong. And we have to preserve the kind of way of life that so many people from your country were attracted to, and that's why they came to our country. I think we have the biggest population of Indians outside of India. And the reason they come to Australia is because they thought we were an incredible country that would be safe for them and their children. Now, we owe it to everyone who's come to this country and who has contributed to this country for it to be safe. It's got to be a safe country. We can't have this anymore. And it starts with the ideology that exists, and we've got to crack down on that, and the government needs to man up.
Absolutely, Erin. Erin, it's a tough time, and we hope justice is delivered. The strictest of action is taken against the shooter, the 24-year-old shooter who is in a critical condition. But this needs to stop. Anti-Jewish attacks, anti-Semitism needs to stop. In fact, the hate crimes that are on the rise in Australia need to stop, and a strict intervention is required from the Australian government. Thank you, Erin, for joining us and speaking to India Today.